Good afternoon. Today's project involves recursive numbers, or a process known as recursion. The program itself is used to create a list of numbers from 1 up to whatever number we decide, in this case 55. And this is accomplished through a process known as recursion, which is when a function calls itself from within its own body, creating a sort of loop until a certain exit condition is reached. To accomplish this, we're going to create a void function called printNumbers that takes one integer parameter, and we're going to call that function in the standard way by using the function's name and sending it an integer value as its argument, in this case 55. After we're done with the listing of numbers, we have an inline statement and return 0 to end the main function. The function definition, as you should hopefully know, is going to be exactly the same in the beginning as the function prototype. In C++, the prototypes are used to establish the return types, names, and parameter lists of a function in advance of it being called. And the function definition contains the function body, which controls the actual code that does the work within the function. Given the function prototype of void printNumbers parentheses int x, we know that the function definition begins with void printNumbers parentheses int x. However, instead of a semicolon, the function definition contains or is followed by a set of curly braces. Inside the function itself is a couple simple statements, and this contains our exit condition, and we say if x is equal to 1 or is greater than 1, we call printNumbers function and send it x minus 1. So as the original value of x comes in as 55, 55 being greater than 1 is sent back to the function again, but with x minus 1, so 55 minus 1, which is 54. 54, also greater than 1, is sent back to x as x minus 1 into x, 53, 52, so on and so forth, until it reaches 1. When it reaches 1, the recursion causes this cout statement, which prints the current version of x, which in this case would be 1, and then cycles back through all the previous calls in sort of reverse order, giving us 2, 3, 4, and so on, up to our original number, which was 55. After doing so, it ends, comes back up to main, cycles through the rest of the program, which in this case is just to print to the next line and return 0. Once you've completed this code, please run it and test it, and you should see the results. If we modify this number, as we'd expect, we would get a different set of numbers up to this. I hope you've enjoyed this small program, and happy coding.